Wait, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kiki. I'm Victoria's amazing tattoo artist.
It's true. She's done how many pieces now? Two?
Oh, this
Three?
will be the third.
This will be the third piece. I have a huge piece on my hip, dragon, Okunawa, and then magic setup. You have to comment if you want a tattoo tour, because it's private places. Shit.
It's happening.
It's happening.
This is a real.
It's a real tattoo. I'm really getting a squid tatted on me right now.
Hi.
We're gonna do questions from Brellies.
I didn't know they're called umbrellas.
Yeah, little Brellies. First question is, why was I in the squid? Pass.
I actually have the same question.
We're getting a squid tattoo. Why was I in the squid? Because it ate me. Because they threw me into the water and it ate me. I wasn't born in the squid. I think people think I was born in the squid.
I also have a lot of questions.
What's your question? Ask one.
Squid just ate you, so you have nothing to do with squids. So why were you and Ben meant to be?
Obviously, we're meant to be together. Me with my tentacles, you the miracle squid girl.
What? It was kind of like, I guess it was like them implying that no matter what, we were connected. Because the tentacles come out of Ben, right?
Yeah.
So they were just like,
I thought you would have with squid or physical powers.
we never,
In the squid.
yeah, you know what? We never got around to showing any powers, which sucks. I did break through a barn wall, but that was all just me. So I don't know, maybe I did have powers. Continuation? Somebody had like a theory online that my powers were powers of influencing people's feelings, and that Ben wasn't really in love with me. That was just my power to make him infatuated with me. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But no, it's just because I'm so pretty. He loves me. No, just kidding.
Anyway,
They're supposed to be like drawn to each other. Like it's supposed to be magnets or something like that. That's what they were like comparing it to. Like this magnetic pull. So the question is, have you seen the series before? If so, who was your favorite character? I've watched the show since it started, since the first season came out. My favorite character was and still is Klaus. Hilarious. In real life too, super funny, super nice. But yeah, Klaus, I think was the most interesting and had the best character arc too, right? Lila, oh. Apart from Klaus, Lila is my favorite character. I think she's so funny. And she's got so many fight scenes that are just ridiculous. How long did the recordings take? Maybe only 4 months actually. Started in February? Yeah, like 4 months. It was actually really, really, really short. It's usually a lot longer than that. If I could play any other character, who would I want to play? I think her name was Jamie. One of the Sparrow Academy siblings had like venomous spit.
Oh.
And was just like a really cool character.
I like Faye.
Oh, the birds. Oh, that one's a cool one too. What is the explanation for my birth? And why was I destined to meet Ben? Well, I was born like any rest of the Umbrella Academy, but then when Marigold was made, there was a separate thing that was created at the same time. It was originally called Iris, and I was gonna get an Iris tat instead.
Oh, yeah.
But we went with a squid. When Marigold was created, it created another particle called Durango in the show. And they kind of just exist within each other. One does not exist without the other. Ooh, I like this question. Were there any cut scenes? I love this ship so much, and I'm sad that there was so little screen time. Mage Cat. Thank you. That's really sweet. There were cut scenes. The hotel scene was longer.
What?
There was like us walking towards the hotel and talking to the person at the front desk. There was actually a mirror on the ceiling
Wow.
in the hotel. I honestly think there was an entire storyline that they kind of changed a bit with the cleanse.
The cleanse.
we were supposed to be slowly changing, and only other people could see it. We couldn't see it within ourselves because we were so obsessed with each other. Toxic. So I like that storyline. What took me most out of my comfort zone? The hotel scene. For obvious reasons.
What was the hotel scene?
It was like my first intimate scene that I've ever done on camera. Probably that one. But Justin was very nice, and he was very accommodating the entire time and comforting. He encouraged me a lot, so it was easy. But I was scared because there's actually a lot more to that scene that's not in the final edit. So, yeah. Will there be another season? Not that I know.
Just looked like you were replying and then cut.
Yeah. Bleep it out. When auditioning, did you know that you were auditioning for the role of Jennifer? Rosa. No. I thought I was just auditioning to play like a waitress in something. It had a code name at the time. It was called Kodiak. And the character's name was Kaylee. And she was just like an aggressive waitress. So, no, I didn't know.
You did play an aggressive waitress.
I did, but I owned the place, so it's different.
You are the manager.
Yeah, right? I own that spot. Not only am I the manager, but I'm also the owner. Do you have any personal ships? Like Umbrella and Sparrow Academies together? Yeah, Luther and Sloan. I don't know what happened to Sloan. Don't ask. Somebody's asking for the context of the photo that I posted with Justin. Justin always puts up his middle fingers in photos. We have more photos that we lost that he has his middle finger up. Guess that's just how he feels. What's my favorite part about being part of the show? Honestly, I just love getting to work. I love being on set. I love acting. And when you're like on set and everybody's working towards the singular goal of finishing this project, it becomes very much a team effort, like a team sport. And I like that. I like being part of a joint effort to complete something. And then you get to see it on screen and everybody's watching it. Yeah, it's a sweet process. I enjoy it. Somebody asked what it was like being a fan of the show and then filming it. A trip. It was really weird because I had to act like I didn't know certain like online memes from like the different cast members, like bonsoir from Rob, and then getting to meet them in person, like, and trying not to fangirl.
True.
You know, I wrote like this entire letter to like read to the cast for the first read through of the script, and I totally chickened out and I never read them the letter.
It was a letter coming out like as a fan.
Coming out as a fan. Pretty much.
The letter's coming from a fan or like.
Yeah, no,
as a
it was
coworker?
like, I might still have it on my phone. It was basically just saying like, I know that it's something they've been working on for years and that they've created a family on set. And it's never easy to have like a new person come in and interrupt that.
Okay.
And how thankful I was. Yeah, I probably still have that note somewhere on my phone. Yeah. I got so shy. But to be honest, the like first read through, I thought it was just gonna be us in a room with just the cast members, and I walked in and Netflix was filming the entire read through. And like it was a huge setup. It was a huge room. I was like, oh, I'm not standing up and reading a letter now. No way. Somebody asked what my favorite scene was to film. Probably the first scene in Wanda, the van. Because,
that was crazy.
right? One, they really actually spun us around in a car multiple times. I felt sick.
Was the glass like candy?
It was like a breakaway glass, so none of it was sharp. But they did just like...
Your face and everything.
No, it was still hitting us in the face whenever the car turned and stuff, but it just doesn't hurt. It's very dull and lightweight. And they would like toss it on us before every take. So funny. But it was my favorite scene because that was the first time I was meeting the entire core cast.
In the van.
In the van.
That's true, everyone was in there.
And in the script, that's like the first time they meet me too. So everybody was kind of just like, oh, who is she? And we had like a lot of fun in between takes. We were like singing MCR songs. It was very fun. Please beg Netflix for that footage for me, because I was waiting for that. Never came out.
Did you fangirl meeting Gerard Way?
Oh, so hard. I fangirled so
Well, I saw
hard.
that photo of you and the screening.
Yeah. And then immediately when I got home after the screening, I was like, we have to cover an MCR song. Yeah, so we learned Ghost. And I performed it as soon as I was back on stage. And it was our like crowd pleaser song. So everybody was like at the front of the stage, headbanging, singing along. It didn't feel real. But we love Gerard. He's so sweet and he's actually so shy and like quiet in person. We sat behind him in the theater when we were watching the actual premiere. And I couldn't stop staring at him. Couldn't stop staring at him. I have pictures. Partly Gerard Way's reactions, because it's always interesting to see somebody. Yeah, and it was a comic book, right? I have all the comics at home. I didn't get them signed. I should have gotten them signed. I don't know him. How did it feel to see the actors up close? Somebody asked me what Aidan Gallagher smells like. I'm not gonna answer that. Not bad, if that's what you wanted to know. Somebody asked me, because there's a lot of Aidan fans here, and they asked me what it was like to meet Aidan and hang out with Aidan on set. Because we didn't get a lot of time together on set, because not a lot of our scenes were together. Oh, okay. Meeting Elliot really messed me up. Because one of my favorite like top 4 movies since forever has been Hard Candy. And I remember telling Elliot this at the rap party, being like, that influenced me into acting. Because I fangirled pretty hard. And in the first few scenes, I had to like fall into Elliot's lap. Enjoyed that. It was great. Big fan. He's the sweetest.
I remember when you said, I got into the show, but I can't tell you.
It was that.
Yeah. I was like,
It was.
just like,
Yeah.
you were telling me, you would definitely know. I was like, how do you know the shows I watch?
I just assume because of the
No, we were
NCR
talking
stuff.
about NCR,
Yeah.
I was like, what show is she talking about?
I was so hyped,
Yeah, makes sense.
and then it like it passed by like in the blink of an eye.
For you, I guess. Because I'm like, that was so long ago. I was like, I had no idea. Experience. Like,
Yeah, you just like sit and wait around.
silence. Yeah.
You can't talk about it. You don't see it being
I don't know how you can do
edited.
that. I was driving.
I've gotten really good at just completely detaching from a project once I've wrapped until they call me back again to do promos and stuff. So I'll literally forget that I've done it, which is not great because I was really anxious when I had to go to the premiere. So I don't usually do that kind of stuff. It's weird. No, but nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew.
Until they watched it.
Yeah, and you know, nowadays they hire a lot of like influencers to come out to different like premieres and stuff, even though they're not part of the project, just to kind of hype it up. So I guess everybody just thought I was like some sort of influencer doing it. I'm not. I was in it. I was waving to like the fans of the show, and they straight up gave me cut eye. They were just like, "Who's that?"
And then they became your umbrella.
Only a special few have found me online. I'm multitasking right now. I would say pain level is like 2. 2 or yeah, like 2 out of 10. 2 out of 2. I am about to cry.
Telling your mom.
Don't snitch, bro. What's it like working with Robert Sheehan? Amazing. He's brilliant. He's super funny.
The switch
Yeah,
on the accent.
his
Because
accent.
he's not. Yeah, he's very
Yeah, he's not actually American. He's Irish. I love his natural. I love his natural accent. It's beautiful, but he's also he is tall and gorgeous. He is, as are most of the cast, honestly. But he's very like insightful. He had a lot of really deep opinions about acting. I felt like I was attending a master class. It was great. Yo, okay, so I low-key, I have like trypophobia, right? When you're like scared of like clusters of like holes.
Isn't that like what happened to your character?
Literally. Literally. So when I saw the final product, I was gagging. It was disgusting. And can you believe like during that part, I was worried about a pimple on my face.
I'm dead.
Stupid. So stupid.
You were the face on the pimple.
I was made of
I was
just
like, where did
pimples.
Victoria
VFX really killed that.
He had like an extra arm. It was weird.
It was really good. There was like a tiny
Yo,
baby arm. Did you?
I was like, ugh.
Really had to make me the most hideous character to ever exist on television.
That's not true.
Name an uglier character. I dare you. Somebody asked what I thought about the Five and Lila storyline. What did you think?
I actually cried.
For them? In what way?
The fact that they lost 7 years.
Oh.
And they only had each other for 7 years.
Yeah.
And the only ones who can understand that.
Yeah.
So anyone else outside like in the family cannot relate.
You can't relate to that. Especially because that's what happened to him the first time he like disappeared after he blinked out. He was by himself, and that's why he was with Dolores, the mannequin,
Yeah.
because
That
he was
must be
so
a lot of
lonely.
Yeah.
And he was literally aged by then, so he was an adult. So, I guess. But there are still a lot of people who are just like, that's disgusting.
Yeah, because like we've seen like even grow up. I remember when
Yeah.
they had a fight scene in like season 2 or 3. I was like, and when he was still a kid, like.
But did you feel like they were kind of building towards it?
No, I did not see
Okay.
that coming.
Yeah. I did always see them as like kindred spirits because they're both kind of agents that traveled through time.
Yeah.
I don't know about that storyline. I get that he's an adult now.
But it's we just watched him grow up.
So all the kids who are like teenagers watching this, growing up, are like very defensive and protective. So I get it. I get it. Don't worry. If there's anybody I ship, it's Diego and Lila. We're done. Oh, beautiful work as always.
It's just wet, you know, like when you came out of the squid.
Yes, the glands.
What's this? Pussy, what's this? Oh, pussy.
So beautiful. Thank you. I love it.